Hello! Today we're going to be breaking down the beats behind the 1975's Me and You Together song. Now then, this is video number 2, second ever piece to camera. So the Me and You Together song was released by 1975 earlier on this year. It's going to be off their new album, which keeps getting pushed back and back, unless you're watching this in the future. By which point you probably know. But this song has only really got one beat. It's really not that hard at all. It's got one very small bit of syncopation, but apart from that, it's really quite simple. Now, one thing that's really important to note before we get into this proper, the song's got a little bit of a bounce to it, so we'll learn it straight to start with, and then we'll add in that little bit of a bounce. This is the beat in a nutshell. Not too difficult, very, very simple on the right hand, or left hand if you're left-handed of course, and the kick drum is really rather simple. The only tricky bit is with the snare, so let's break it down into the 3 main component parts. We'll start with our right hand and our kick. Now let's do the snare drum part. So first part of the phrase, very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where it gets a little bit more tricky is we add that little bit of syncopation in the second phrase. Little bit of a shoulder throw in there, that little bit of syncopation, and that's about all there is to it. So we'll put that together with the kick drum. A little bit slower just in case you need it a little bit slower. And a little bit closer to tempo. Add in the bounce that we spoke about a little bit earlier, because it's got that bouncy kind of feel to it, this song. So it's not quite full on swing, but it's got that kind of dotted note that makes you a little lilt, that makes you think there's a little bit of a swing going on. The only real change that we have in terms of the drums is you're either over on the hi-hat, or for the verses, you're over on the ride. Or we head over to the hi-hats for the chorus. It's a little bit hard to do on my electric kit, but during the choruses you might want to open up your hi-hats just a little bit. You might want to add in a little bit more syncopation on your snare. So let's take a look at what it is and what you could do. So this is what it is. We might want to add in a second bit of syncopation after the first bit. It's up to you. It adds a little bit of variation, makes the song slightly more interesting. You might want to put it in a little bit later on the song as you're building up what you're playing to complement what's going on in the music. And that's about it, to be honest. Not a difficult song at all. So I was lucky enough to get tickets to go and see the 1975 in Liverpool before we had to do some social isolation to stop the spread of the coronavirus. The show was excellent. I like the 1975, but I only really knew a couple of their singles from way back in the day. So I wasn't going there thinking, I love this band, I love this band. I liked them, but I got there and they were fantastic. The drummer is absolutely spot on. What you hear on the records is essentially what he plays live. He adds a little bit of flavour, a little bit of spice. Love the spice on this channel. But that's about it, to be honest. So if you can nail this beat, I'm not going to say you're going to go and play drums for the 1975, but if you are one of those people that likes to hold up signs at gigs saying, please, Matt Healy, let me play drums for this song, you never know. It might happen. And if you do, I want to see your videos of it. So that's it for today. It's quite a simple song, quite an easy one. I want to know how you approach this song, whether you play it faithfully to how the 1975 do it, whether you add a little bit more. tag me in your videos or send me a message on YouTube or hit me up on my Facebook or Twitter. Let me know what you thought of this video. Hit that like button, drop me a comment, or if you're feeling really fancy, hit subscribe. Also, let me know what song you would like me to do next, if there's any particular beats you'd like breaking down, and until then, see you in the next one. Yeah!